Chairman, we are live.
Okay, welcome back, everybody online. We're in the afternoon session of July 17th. Our next agenda item is an action item. This is a tax deed hearing. So at this time, I'll turn it over to our esteemed treasurer. We'll go from there.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I wanted to explain the tax deed process a little bit since Commissioner Thompson is new and just give you a little bit of background about the work that goes into this in my office. So tax deed happens when a property becomes 3 years delinquent on taxes. So starting January 1st of 2023, we began the collection for 2019 delinquent taxes. Idaho Code 631005 spells out the process that needs to happen for tax deed. And there's two things that are required by law. The first is that we notify the property owner with a pending issue of tax deed via certified mailing. And the second thing is that we publish an advertisement in the local newspaper for 4 consecutive weeks prior to the tax deed hearing, which is today. So the other things that my office does to try to collect these taxes are we send out reminder letters beginning in January, and we give the property owners 30 days to start making payments before we start tacking on some of the larger fees for tax deed. The tax deed process is actually quite expensive itself, and so we want to just make sure that people have ample opportunity to get this tax paid down before we start tacking on fees. The next thing we do after that 30 days is up, is we order a litigation guarantee title search from a title company. And what this does is this provides us with a comprehensive list of interested party individuals whom we mail the certified mailings to. And this is really important because if there are other lien holders or family members or whatnot that have an interest in the property, we are then notifying them of the delinquent taxes. So say you have a piece of property that's owned by 4 individuals, but only one of the individuals gets the mail. This process would then notify the other 3 individuals. The certified mailings go out, and the statute requires that happens not more than 5 months prior and not more than 2 months prior to the tax deed hearing. So we kind of set our calendar for the tax deed hearing and then determine when we're going to send these mailings out. And then after that, we publish in the Star News. This year we ran 4 consecutive weeks, May 18th, May 25th, June 1st, and June 8th. And we published the list and the amount of tax that's due. And then after that advertisement period is done, this is when my office really hits the ground running. So we do individual searches on these property owners. We try to get phone numbers and we try to talk to each one of them on the phone and let them know that taxes are due. Sometimes those efforts don't make much progress, and so we're here today with a few properties. We then record an affidavit of compliance, and I actually emailed these to you just this afternoon. We weren't sure how many we were going to have today, and I was really hopeful that we would have less, but we do have 3 properties. This affidavit of compliance shows that the Treasurer's Office has met all of the standards lined out in Idaho Code for the tax deed process. And these are recorded in the clerk's office downstairs. So the other thing that we do is 5 days prior, or 5 working days prior to the tax deed hearing, we do a date down request for that litigation title search. And what that is that's just asking the title company to ensure that there's been no information recorded on the title since we first requested back in February to today. And then the last thing we do is we actually ask the sheriff's office to post the property. And this is a really important step in the process. And actually when we get most of the payments coming in is because when you get a big red sign nailed to your door or taped to your door, however they do it, we tend to have people come in and pay. So, and that brings us to today. So today is the tax deed hearing. And what happens today is that Valley County takes possession of the title of the property. So the property goes out of the individual's names into Valley County's names, and then we have 14 months from today to auction that property off. I'd like to do it a lot sooner than that. We typically do about 60 days, and so I'll be requesting after the hearing today that we set that date as well. So the process we go through today just gets it in Valley County's name. The individual property owner or a party of interest who is listed on that title litigation guarantee search can redeem the property anytime prior to the tax deed hearing or the tax deed auction, excuse me. So that's where we're at. So we have 3 properties, and I'm going to list each one of them out for you. The first one is RP15N03E303225. Not sure what other information you'd like for the record, but as you can see, based on the affidavit of compliance that was emailed to you, the treasurer's office has met all of our obligations per Idaho State Code in trying to collect the taxes on this property.
Give the physical address, Madam Treasurer.
All right, physical address for, oh, this one does not have a physical address. So this property is located on West Mountain, and I'll just give you the description. It's nice and long. You ready? NE4, SW4, NW4 of Government Lot 1, S30, T15N, R3E. All right, so that's the first one. Any questions about that one?
Nope.
So total due as of 7/17/23, $885.
Let me just
I don't know
look
if
in
I'm
here.
looking at the
Yeah,
first one.
that's it.
Yep. Initially, before we went into the tax deed process, they only owed $297 property. But like I said, those fees tend to add up.
Man, that's,
And Neil, just so you know, really our function, or I feel like our function, our job is to make sure that you see all the certified mail receipts that Johanna has done everything she can possible to reach these people. And if you're satisfied with that, then you know that we've gone above and
Yeah.
beyond
what can you do?
Right.
and we're legal to take it.
My goal each year when we start this process is to come to you today with 0. And unfortunately, we weren't able to meet that goal. I do anticipate that we will have some further movement on some of these properties before the auction date, which is hopeful, but you never know.
Amazing.
All right, you ready for the second property? Second property is RPC 00320270030. Property address for this property is, putting these down where they were easier to find, 406 South Main Street in Cascade.
Right in Cascade.
This one is a little bit more, the amount of the 2019 taxes as of the day of the pending issue of tax deed letter that we sent out was $885. Since then, there's been additional fees and whatnot that have been added. Let's see if I have a total as of today. I know the total for all of the delinquent years is close to $4,000 for this one.
This accumulated over 3 years.
Yes.
Johanna, am I correct too that this is 3 years ago taxes, but in order to auction this, they have to pay everything up till this year?
Correct. So as of today at 1 o'clock, they had the option to pay only the 2019 portion to avoid this process. After 1 o'clock today, they have to pay the entire amount.
Are we dealing with any estates?
Yes. That's why I'm hopeful for some movement after today.
If these go to auction, we have to pay off any outstanding debt, and then the rest of the funds go to the family members that are left.
Or any liens against the property.
So we have to pay off all outstanding debts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sometimes I think family members think it's easier to have us do all their work for them.
Yeah.
They're gonna get the money anyway, so.
Unfortunate, but that does happen.
So do any of these properties ever have a second on them? Or even first?
Lien holders, yes.
We have to pay those off.
The county has to pay them.
No, the
Well,
county is
that'd
not
be a sale.
responsible.
Out of the sale. We do.
Yeah, if there are excess proceeds from the sale, then yes, we would do our due diligence and research to make sure that there's no that we satisfy any outstanding liens if we can.
Okay.
So Johanna, before you move on, I was just noticing the second one, both of those certified mail were returned back to us.
Yes,
And the same thing with the last one. Did we ever make contact with anybody?
I've made contact with all three of these
Okay, good.
individuals. Yep.
Did you document that?
Yep.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it is the property owner's responsibility to make sure that we have updated mailing addresses for them. But I have spoken with a personal representative of every property that I'm presenting with to you today.
Is it just, I mean, is it just hardship that they talk about, or what is it?
Each one of them is a little bit different, but in this instance, yes, there is hardship in some of them. A lot of times, the properties that we had last year were unique, and so I was able to give a lot of details. A lot of these details are private. I would not say that financial hardship has been an overwhelming issue this year in the tax deed process. It has, in a few instances, it has, but you commissioners have been very generous in allowing us as a county to be able to establish programs that help people, and specifically programs for people who want help, and that's important.
That's the difference right
Yes.
there. Okay.
All right, so then the last property is parcel number RPM 0592000020A. The property address here is 1477 Dragonfly Loop in McCall.
The two lots have been combined into one. That's why I'm seeing two different parcels. Because it's lots 20 and 20, or units 20 and 21.
Oh, yes.
So there is taxes owing on both of those lots, or is it a combined unit?
It's a combined unit.
Okay.
Yep. And it was combined in 2018, and this property was in tax deed last year as well.
So then what you need from us is a motion to take these properties
Yes, and
in
you know
county
what?
possession, right?
I think that there was language that I should have printed out for you.
I thought there was what I've been looking for.
Right.
It's not take, I don't know what the word is.
Right. If you would give me just a minute, I'll print it and bring it in for you.
Okay,
Okay.
yep.
I'll run and do that really quick.
How you doing, Brian? Garden going, great guns.
It's loving the heat.
It's loving, I bet it is.
Did you get even with Jeff on that road development? Because I sent him, then he sent us saying he sent it to the guy, and it's the old figure. So I said, no, you got to change that figure in that second development before you send it to him.
Oh, he sent the original.
And it's already been signed.
Has it?
Did the guy sign it?
He sent it back and said, we were able to get this signed on very short notice this morning. Oh, no, this is his, yeah, to CP Shannon.
Yeah, I just hit I hit the pause button because it's gone out to the outside party. So if you want me to do something different, let me know. But at this point, it's out.
Okay. What you got?
So I have a script for the tax deed auction, not for the tax deed hearing. So I believe that last year what we did was we just made a motion to take by tax deed the properties that we just talked about, and we would just need a vote.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept 3 parcels from the treasurer's office for tax deed hearing.
A second.
And Doug has the parcel numbers, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to take 3 properties and tax deed. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
The other thing that I would like to do is I'd like to set a tentative date for the tax deed auction. And the purpose of doing that right now is so that we can throw a date up on the webpage and have a date established for when I have further communications with the property owners. I would propose September 18th at 1 p.m. That is 60 days from now, and gives us ample time to work any other bugs out.
Do you need a motion for that?
I don't think so.
I think you do. Doug
No.
will just get on the agenda. We'll be ready to go.
Yep, and I cleared it with the clerk prior to this, so we should have time and a meeting on that day.
Well, how's the auction done? On site or
People come in here and sit in the audience and we
we
start
sitting here?
the
Mhm.
bidding.
Some
Awesome.
counties have moved their tax deed auction to an online platform to attract more bidders. My hope would always be to have 0 properties
Oh,
to
absolutely.
auction off. So I've not moved towards that. I hope that in the next 60 days we can come up with some sort of amenable payment plan for these properties. We can postpone that date if need be.
I would
Yeah.
also hope that this gives locals an opportunity to come in and acquire these properties, not somebody that's not local. And so by
That's-
putting it online, you're asking for people from all over to come and acquire these.
Yep.
I'd hope that we give our locals a chance if there is an opportunity here.
Agreed.
And correct me if I'm wrong too, Joanna, but there's also been a time when they've come in between now and the auction and said, if you guys will cut off the interest and penalty, I'll pay the tax. So try to negotiate that fee.
I haven't dealt with that yet.
That may be coming, but maybe not.
Yeah, I think that at this point in time, and truly, if you read the Idaho Code, at this point in time, I'm supposed to say, "Hey, it's not my problem anymore. You
That's
guys
right.
deal with
That's
the
right.
collection of the taxes."
Keith,
But
There's a lot of that in County. State code.
but at this point, I've established a relationship with these individuals, and I'm happy to help continue try to collect the taxes between now and then. If we needed to come in and do some sort of hardship case hearing, I'm sure we could get that scheduled.
I'm just glad we only have 3.
Oh, yeah.
Me also. I was hopeful for less, but three's a pretty good number. We started out the year with 95, so we have had a good success rate in getting that number down.
So all these people know you got 60 days to pony up or
Yeah, we'll send out correspondence to each of them after this.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I don't know if we're doing an evaluation or not.
I know Annette's not in today. I haven't seen her in her office all day.
No, she got Mike's number.
I already talked to him and he sent us a new email
We did.
that we can discuss another individuals. The thing is, we haven't had a chance to fill it out individually, so I don't know how that happens, but so we might need 15 minutes. So we're gonna have a large window here. We can do other things.
So then Doug, let's take us off and we'll reconvene and figure out what we're gonna do next. Otherwise, we'll see everyone back here at 3 o'clock for a workshop.